Today our subject is the devil in the milk. Milk is called divine, but after crossbreeding started, the milk has become the devil. We used to call milk as Amrita. Today, we have to call it as devil. The reason is change of cow from our local breed to crossbreeds like Holstein, Friesian and Jersey breed cows. About 70-80 years back, the crossbreed concept started. Promoting of crossbreeds was by Mahatma Gandhi. In the year 1927, he, along with Pandit Madan Mohan Malviya ji, were students in National Dairy Research Institute, Adgodi, Bangalore, as students for dairy training. So, Mahatma Gandhi ji thought the milk, what they were getting was insufficient from our local breeds. He propagated the concept of crossbreeding so that we can get more milk. The propagation of promoting the crossbreeds was started more than 90 years back, only for the reason to get more milk. The crossbreed started. If the people who had thought about crossbreeding, if they would have put efforts to increase the milk yield of our local breed cows, today we would have seen the yield of local breed cows would have been more than the crossbreed cows what we have today. They didn't think that the effect of crossbreed would be so dangerous after some years. The politicians, the bureaucrats, and even our Gopalaks, they didn't think the after effects of crossbreeding. In Bhagavad Gita, before the war starts, Arjuna asks Krishna in first chapter 41 shloka, he says, Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate varnasankaraha. The after effect of the war, the male progeny they die, only the female are remaining, and these women will fall into the hands of thugs, dacoits or looters who has not participated in the war. Only the soldiers they die. When these people, these ladies fallen into the hands of the dacoits or looters or thieves, Varna Sankara will take place. Strishu dushtasu varshneya jayate Varna Sankara. Varna Sankara means crossbreeding. If crossbreeding takes place, what will happen? He says in the stanza number 42. Sankaro narakayaiva kulagnanam kulasya cha patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. The after effect of crossbreeding, the progeny will end. The effect of crossbreeding, first blow will be on the reproductive system. He says, Sankaro Narakayeva. Because of crossbreeding, Naraka will take place. Naraka means what? What is there in Naraka? we say sorrow, pain, disease, all this negativity is there in Naraka. When crossbreeding takes place, Naraka will happen. When Naraka happens, the people will suffer from disease, all these problems. There will not be chance for reproduction. When they are suffering from diseases, how can they produce children? Sankaro narakayeva kulagnanam kulasyacha. Oh, Vamsha, we call it as Vamsha. The Vamsha will become Nirvamsha and the progeny ends. The effect of crossbreeding, no reproductive system in future. Then what happens? Patanti pitaro hesham lupta pindodaka kriyaha. When their Vamsha is not continued, who is there to perform the rituals of our forefathers, our Pitrus? The predecessors of that family, Vamsha, they have to perform all these rituals, that is Pinda Pradhana, Tila Tarpana, our Shraddha Karma. In our Dharma, ನೀನು ಮಾಡಿ ಮೇಲೆ ತಾನೇ ಇರ್ತೀಯ. So the predecessors of those families, they have to perform the rituals. When their family is not moving ahead because of Varna Sankara, they become impotent or infertile. When they become impotent or infertile, the family is stopped, the progeny is stopped. Kulagnanam kulasyacha, there will be no person to perform these rituals, then our forefathers Pitrus will fall into Naraka. Then he says, if the Varna Sankara is not rectified, what will happen? दोषैरेते कुलग्नानां वर्णसंकरकारकैः उत्साद्यन्ते जातिधर्माः कुलधर्माश्च शाश्वताः. If this is not rectified, it will become the permanent setup of those families and their progeny will end at that place. Then how to rectify it? Then he says, Utsanna kuladharmanam manusyanam janartana Narake niyatam vaso bhavati ityanu shushruma. If this problem is not set right, the forefathers will be permanently in Naraka. Then why we are doing all these things? Because अहो बत महत्पापं कर्तुं व्यवसिता वयं यद्राज्य सुखलोभेन हन्तुं स्वजनमुद्यत. He says, we are doing a very great sin by crossbreeding, Varna Sankara. So, and we are continuing it. Why we are doing this? Because of greediness of the power, that is political power, and then money and greediness. Because of all these things, we are doing a very great sin. Yes, those 4 stanzas, let us apply it to the present relevance. The Bhagavad Gita is very much relevant today also in the case of crossbreeding. The relevance is, what happened? our politicians, our bureaucrats, they have a lust towards foreign tours. When they went to other parts of the world, they saw Holstein, Friesian and Jersey cows with big udder giving bucket full of milk. They thought, if we bring those cows and crossbreed with our Indian cows, Desi cows, it will give more milk. Then when they give more milk, our farmers will become rich. When the farmer becomes rich, he will keep us in the power so that we can make money. By thinking on these terms only, they started crossbreeding. The effect of crossbreeding, today we are saying, first we see on the agriculture purpose. Our Indian cow's dung, a cubic centimeter of cow dung consists of more than 5 crores to 8-9 crores microorganisms. Whereas in the case of HF and Jersey, according to some theories, it is between about 70-80 lakhs to 1 crore microorganisms per square centimeter. When we used to administer our Desi cow dung to the agriculture field, we used to get very good quality and quantity of the provisions. Then later when it started crossbreeding, the crossbreed cows, animals, the dung did not have so much power to get more yield. Then started chemical fertilizers. When chemical fertilizers were administered to the agriculture field along with the dung, the yield was very less. Then the natural phenomena of the land, it started losing its power. There were two types of insects in the agriculture field. One was farmer friendly and farmer enemy. The sparrows used to come to the agriculture field. It used to consume that farmer enemy insect, and it used to carry some of the insects to its kith and kin. It used to feed those insects to their kith and kin to fill their belly. When we started administering these pesticides were sprayed to the agriculture field. The insects consumed that pesticide, it did not die immediately. The sparrows ate those insects which had consumed poison, and it carried the insects to its kith and kin also, made them to eat. Both of them died because of poison. Today we are not seeing sparrows. It is very rare if we see 1 or 2 sparrows, even in the villages. It is just because of crossbreeding, change of the cow. When the cow changed, the manure changed. Just change of cow, we killed the sparrows. We eradicated. We didn't think that sparrows would be eradicated, eliminated. Second, the sparrows disappeared. The same thing is happening to us. The chemical fertilizers and pesticides what they are administering to the agriculture field, we are consuming those products which are grown on chemical fertilizers and pesticides. Even today our system has also become like sparrows. Even we are not getting children. Because of this, there are more than 350 IVF centers just in Bangalore. The This is one. Next, change of milk from A2 milk to A1 milk. A2 milk is our Indian Desi cow milk. A1 milk is from the crossbred cows which are Holstein, Friesian and Jersey. So the A1 milk, it is a crossbred cow's milk. We have heard about the Varna Sankara. This is also Varna Sankara, crossbreeding of the Indian cows with the foreign bulls. Because of the Varna Sankara, the milk which has come out of these crossbreds, when we have consumed these crossbred cows' milk, our system has also changed. A scientist called Keith Woodford, another Switzerland scientist, he has written a book called Devil in the Milk. In that he narrates, because of consumption of HF milk and Jersey milk, people are getting diabetes, heart problems, blood pressure, cancer, kidney failure, schizophrenia, mental disorders, autism. All these problems are arising because of consumption of the crossbred cow's milk. Again, it is called Sankaro Naraka Eva. Because of crossbreeding, Naraka has taken place. When these diseases are there, how can you expect the progeny to improve or to go ahead? It is not possible. Because of this, the Vamshas are becoming Nirvamshas. Crossbreed cows, consumption of crossbreed cow's milk, the crossbreed calves, they mature at the age of 10th month. The HF calves or Jersey calves, they mature at the age of 10th month of from its birth. It is very early puberty maturity. Then if it is crossed with a bull or artificially inseminated, it may conceive this time or second time it will conceive. 19th or 20th month of its life from its birth, it will give birth to the first calf. It is a calf. It is a heifer. It is not grown up heifer. It is a what we call as even it can be considered as a calf. The bone density is not there to withstand the body weight, because the bones will be very soft. To become hard, it takes about 2.5-3 years. At the age of 20th month, if it has given first calf, the bones are soft. It has to withstand the weight of the calf in the womb, nearly about 25, 30, 40 kgs, up to 40 kgs. It has to withstand the weight of the calf. Second, the weight of the udder will be about 10 to 15 kgs, nearly 40, 45 kgs, up to 50 kgs. It has to carry the weight for nearly 2-3 months. The bones cannot withstand the weight of the body, and it suffers from lot of problems. The Holstein Friesian or Jersey cows, third lactation, its milk yield will be very high. High milk yielders, they are prone to calcium deficiency disease. In the terminology, they say it is called milk fever. For that, to cure that milk fever, it is to be administered by nearly 2.5-3 liters of the calcium should be induced through intravenous. if the fate of the farmer is good and the life of the cow is good, it may survive. Otherwise, it may collapse. If it survives, it will suffer from calcium deficiency, and when it is suffering from calcium deficiency, how can we expect calcium in the milk? So people who are consuming this crossbreed cow's milk, today a lot of people are suffering from this osteoporosis, then they are suffering from arthritis. The milk will not have the sufficient quantity of fat in the milk. It may be below 2.5% fat content. The fat, there are two types of fats. The fat which increases the cholesterol is called LDL cholesterol, which controls the LDL cholesterol. It is HDL cholesterol. So because of this, the consumption of LDL cholesterol in the milk, people are suffering from even the cholesterol problem, then they are suffering from thyroid and infertility, PCOD. All these problems are arising because of this. So to come out of this, we have to consume A2 milk, that is our Indian cow milk. The cows, crossbreed cows, cannot withstand the temperature of our country. Ours is a tropical climatic condition zone. Those cows have come from cold region. So it cannot withstand the even 30-35 degrees of temperature. It will be fatting during summer. So our cows, even at 40-45 degrees heat temperature, it can sit in the open sunlight without any shade. It can sit and it can roam. It has so much energy and power to withstand the heat and even cold, even rain. It can withstand any climate. But those HF1 Jersey cows cannot withstand the heat. For that they are prone to diseases. When they are prone to diseases, especially these crossbreeds, in a week it is to be administered by an antibiotic or a steroid, or to make the animal to become pregnant, they have to induce the hormonal injections so that the crossbreed cows will come to heat and inseminate it and make them to conceive. It is induced. I think in a week, very heavy antibiotics are used in the high-yielding cows. The veterinarians or the people who are administering this medicine, I think they might not have read the leaflet in that antibiotic, or on the cartoon box of the medicine there is a word printed called withdrawal period. After administering those medicines, milk should not be used for 5 days, 7 days, like that they have printed. And the meat will be from 28 days to 45 days. Meat of that animal should not be used. No doctor will tell the Gopalak that I have given this injection. You should not use this milk for 7 days. Till today, none of the doctors, not even a single person I have come across, has told about these antibiotics or steroids or hormones. They have not told you should not use the milk. If you ask the Gopal what he will say, you narrate this to him, explain this, we should not use this milk. He will say, no sir, I will not use this milk, sir. Then what you will do? Sir, I will put it to dairy, sir. If he puts it to the dairy, who is the person? Who are the people will be later affected? It is the people who are buying and consuming the pasteurized milk from either KMF or even other milk producing, milk marketing unions. People are suffering because of this pasteurized milk. The hormone, the antibiotic, the steroid residues in the milk will enter our body on day-to-day basis. Every day we are consuming unwantedly and unknowingly the antibiotics, the steroids, the hormones. Once it starts accumulating in our body, it builds up a fort, destroys our immunity system. Then it will have a fort under their control. When the person loses his resistance power, he is prone to diseases. When he is admitted to the hospital, the doctors say, sir, we are doing our level best. But the patient is not responding to our treatment. Why the patient is not responding to their treatment is because of the antibiotics, steroids and hormones which have already entered into his body through milk. It has developed resistance to outside antibiotic. No outside antibiotic will work. Then what is the fate of the patient? Just because of one change of cow from our Desi breed to the crossbreeds. The effect of crossbreeds is enormous. Is called phenylbutazone and sodium salicylate. It is a cortisone which is 100 ml. It should be administered on multi-vial doses. But most of the veterinarians, they administer only 2 doses, 50 ml each, but not more than 15 to 20 ml per dose, but they inject 50 ml. Each ml contains 20 milligrams of sodium salicylate and 200 milligrams of phenylbutazone. It comes to 220 ml, 220 mg per ml of medicine. This is 100 ml. So it comes to 22,000 milligrams, that is 20,000 milligrams of phenylbutazone and 2,000 milligrams of sodium salicylate. On just two injections, this is injected to the cow. Then we have to think how much medicine is coming in the milk and it is entering our body. The second is amoxicillin and dicloxacillin. The injection is 4,000 milligrams. It is a multi-dose, but the doctors inject this 100 ml, 2 injections, 50 ml each. The third and fourth is, one is called Zolpidem, the another is called Melonex. Both the chemical composition is one and the same, but most of the veterinarians, they prescribe both are meloxicam injection, but they prescribe it as on the brand name called Melonex and Zobedium. It is called meloxicam injection. The chemical composition is one and the same. On this, it is very clearly mentioned the withdrawal period. Using this, administering this, the milk should not be used for 5 days and meat for 15 days. Then this is called Gynerich. This Gynerich injection is induced to the cow, and they will make this cow to come to heat. After that they inseminate. This is ceftriaxone and sulbactam injection. It is 4000 milligrams. After administering this, the withdrawal period, here it is mentioned, milk for human consumption may be taken after 7 days from last treatment. Animals may be slaughtered for human consumption after 28 days from last treatment. Then next is this. It is cholesterol sulfate and chloracillin sodium, which is an intramammary. This is used to udder, wherein it is affected, milk is infected. So in Kannada they say Kechil Bavu. For that it is used. After administering this, we should not use the milk for 7 days. When the milk should not be used for 7 days, it is mentioned on that. Nobody will care to throw or destroy the milk. They will see that it is given to the human consumption. Then this is a gamma benzene hexachloride and proflavin hemisulfate with cetrimide spray. It is a spray for wounds, and when the wounds are there, the flies will sit, maggots will create, all these things. To come out of this spray is sprayed on the wound. Just a spray, it is not an intravenous or intramuscular or intramammary, but just a spray on the wound. The withdrawal period is milk 5 days, milk 7 days after administration, and meat 28 days after last administration. Even for a wound, if we are spraying this, if it is not fit for consumption, the milk is not fit for consumption, what is the poison consisting in these medicines? Why we require these medicines? It is because just a change of cow from our local breed to Desi breeds to HF and Jersey. All these HF and Jersey cows, they will get this problem. Just a spray, change of one cow from local breed to HF and Jersey crossbreeds. What is the havoc it is creating today? It has become a very big business today. If these medicines are administered, the cost of the medicine is too high. For 1 day of treatment, the farmer has to spend nearly, sometimes 1,000, 2,000 rupees per day he has to spend to get his animal rectified from the problem. Do we need this? Our cows, they are very highly resistant. Getting any of the disease is remote. The quality of milk is excellent. These medicines need not be administered to our cows, that is our Desi cows. Then there is no need of all these things, withdrawal period, milk, meat, no withdrawal period. So, have our local cow. Let us be away from the unwanted and unnoticed the antibiotics which are entering our body. So, have a very good desi cow, rear it, get a very good milk. There is a proverb, to find a helping hand is at the end of your own arm. If you want best quality of Indian cow milk, I request the viewers of this program, let them have their own cow at their house. Let them rear, have the best quality of milk, and the dung what they get, cow dung and cow urine, let them have a small biogas plant beside their kitchen, get biogas for their cooking purpose, use this slurry for their own kitchen garden or terrace garden. The products what we grow and what we get, the vegetables or the leaves, whatever we get, it will be total organic, and we may be out of diseases by consuming our own products what we have manufactured. We need not doubt on somebody that they are giving adulterated product. No. When we are growing these products and when we are producing these products on our own, then we will start thinking and we will start researching more on how to get even further more best products from this. I request all of them, all of you, to go into our Indian cow breeds and request you to have your own cow, and let us be out of the problems, let us be out of diseases. Today, to get the water, we are digging bore wells. Why we are digging bore wells? About 35 years back, 40 years back, there was no concept of bore wells. Everywhere there was only open wells. We used to get the water at 20, 25, 30 feet below the ground level. The water table was so high. Because the change in cow, the water table has gone down. Earlier, we used to administer cow dung, manure, and the organic manures, sheep, goat, hen, like that, what are all the manures available, we used to administer it to our agriculture field. There used to be lot of earthworms in the field, so which used to keep the soil loose for nearly 50 feet. The earthworms, they will come from 50 feet below up to the surface and again go back to its origin place. Minimum 11 times per day, they say. When it is coming up and going down, it has kept the soil loose. When the soil is loose, when the rain water pours on the surface of the earth, it is penetrated into the underwater table. Under the ground, the underwater table will come up. So, when the cows changed from our Desi breeds to HF and Jersey, the microorganisms number came down and lot of acid content in the cow dung and cow urine, it made the earthworms to disappear from that place. When the earthworms disappeared, one is the cow dung of HF1 Jersey cow, then the chemical fertilizer and pesticide, it made the earthworms to vacate that place. It disappeared. To save its life, it has gone down below 50 feet and it is taking rest. It is not coming up. When the earthworms disappeared, the soil started becoming hard. Now today the loose soil is about 6 inches. And below that 6 inches, 1.5 feet thickness, the earth has become hard. How can the water penetrate? And to see the groundwater table comes up, it is not possible. The water is not penetrating into the ground. Just it is vanishing as itself. The water is washed away. Because of this, just one change of cow, today we are digging bore wells and we are getting the water, not water, fluoride, at about 1,000, 1,200, 1,000, up to depth of 1,500 feet we are digging the bore wells to get the water. And about 1.5 years back, 2 years back, we had been to a marriage of our Gopal's, one of the friend of Gopal's, Mr. Sadashiva Reddy. His sister's marriage was there. It was in Batakera village near Sedam, Gulbarga district. We were roaming around about 8 villages. There I asked a person, Bhaiya, Anna, at what level you are getting the water for your bore well? He said, we are getting the water at 30-35 feet. I was astonished. As if I know more, I asked him, do you know 30-35 feet means what? He said, your hand from here to here, it is 1 feet. Like this 30-35 hand, if you put, it is 30-35 feet. We are getting water at that level. Then I was not satisfied with his answer. Then again I asked, up to what depth you have put the bore? He said, they said to stop at 80 feet and we have stopped at 100 feet. All the bore wells we have stopped at 100 feet. I asked them, around these 8 villages, how many bore wells you have? He said, for 8 villages, we have 2 bore wells, he said. I asked him, is it sufficient for you 2 bore wells water for all these 8 villages? He said, no. We have open wells, all the places. 1 or 2 houses is having one open well. When we saw the water table is available, water is around 30-35 feet. Earlier, the government servants, the higher authorities used to tell the government servants, if punishment transfer, you will be transferred to Gulbarga, Raichur. ನೀರಿಲ್ಲದೆ ಇರೋ ಊರಿಗೆ ನಿನ್ನನ್ನು ಟ್ರಾನ್ಸ್ಫರ್ ಮಾಡಿಬಿಡ್ತೀವಿ. ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಸೇ, ದೇ ಯೂಸ್ ಟು ಫಿಯರ್ ಲೈಕ್ ಎನಿಥಿಂಗ್. 5 feet, the ground water table is high, no problem. All open wells are there. We are getting good quality of water. Why this is happening is, the HF and Jersey cows cannot withstand the heat of those places. Only Jawari breed, Jawari means local breed cows are there. Devani breed is there, Kilari is there, Krishna Valley is there, and local breed is there. Because of their administering the cow dung manure to their agriculture field, lot of earthworms are there, and it has kept the soil loose, and the groundwater table is high at 30-35 feet. We are getting the water in open well. If these people think of crossbreeding, if they think, it is my earnest request to those people not to have any crossbreeds in their place. Maintain the pure Indian Desi cow breeds to keep the bloodline pure, so that administering the cow dung as manure, and you will attract all the earthworms into your agriculture field, and the earthworm will shit the insects, whether it is farmer friendly or farmer enemy, it shits there. And we put the cow dung manure, sheep, goat, hen, all the manures we put there, all are organic manures. So the food what we are getting from these places will be very highly organic based foods. If you start converting your cow into HFR jersey, or start administering your agriculture field by chemical fertilizers and pesticides, you are going to face the problem what others are facing in other parts of the state or the country. Just one change of cow from local breed to HF1 jersey, we are seeing a train from Amritsar to Rajasthan. That train is called Cancer Express. The people traveling from Amritsar to Rajasthan for treatment in the train is only meant for cancer patients. The train is full of cancer patients. Why this has happened in Punjab? They are administering more than 7% of the country's total chemical fertilizers and pesticides in Punjab only. Because of extensive use of chemical fertilizers and pesticides, the people in Punjab are prone to cancer disease. Let us not put our future generation into these diseases. They should not be a house of diseases. They should be Roga Mukta. They should be out of diseases, and they should be hale and healthy. And we say in Sanskrit, Parakramigalu. Parakrama means courage, valor. Today it is disappearing. So again, to revive all these things, we have to go back to our Indian breed cows, to revive our heritage, our culture. So I request all of you to cooperate and work with Gopals, so that we can widespread this organization. Not only organization, the movement what Gopals we have taken, it is not an organization setup, it is a movement. Just for day-to-day administration, a organization setup is there, but it is a vast movement. It should reach nook and corner of the country, so that all our people who are consuming the products manufactured from the cow dung manure, A2 cow's milk, and the products grown from these organic manures will make us disease free. This is Andhra's Ongole breed. The power of the bull, it can drag the weight of 6 tons and it can cover the distance of more than 100, 200, 250 feet. Non-stop it can cover the distance of minimum 200 kilometers. So that is the power of this Ongole cow. This is Yamuna, Jergo. These two are Devani cross breed. I am changing Holstein Friesian into Devani breed. So for Holstein Friesian I crossed with Devani bull, got the calf, first generation. To the same calf, Devani bull was again crossed, second generation. This is second generation calf. Again I crossed it to the same Devani second generation calf. I got the third generation. Now this is the fourth generation of Devani cross, converting HFL Jersey into Devani. So most of the features have come. Now I will be crossing this to this cow, pure Devani bull. It will come to the fifth generation, and the purity will be around 97-98%. Once when we crossbreed, the purity of the breed is lost. Gene mutation will take place. To rectify the gene mutation, the genetic scientists say it takes 2,500 years to rectify the gene mutation in animals. In human beings, to rectify the gene mutation, they say it will take 5,000 years. It is very easy to crossbreed, and it is very difficult to rectify it. So, with our local breed, crossing and getting by back crossing it is called reverse cycling. If we start back crossing it, fifth, sixth generation, it will be nearing purity. Let the future generation take care of rectifying the sin what our forefathers have done. This is a Gir cow. Its origin is from Gujarat. Today, this Gir breed is ruling the entire world. More than 85 countries, this Gir breed has been exported. The quality of the milk is excellent. And in all our local breed cows' milk, we get about 1 to 2 milligrams of gold per liter of milk. When we are consuming our local breed cow's milk, every day, instead of poison or chemical fertilizer or pesticide or antibiotic steroid hormone residues, we are consuming gold, silver and other precious metals, precious elements, precious minerals, precious salts and gases we are every day consuming by consuming the milk of these cows. So this is Haldikar breed. Its origin is Karnataka. It is in the old Mysore region. It has made its name for very hard work, either pulling the cart or plowing in the agriculture field. It can work for nearly 12 to 14 hours in a day, non-stop. It has that much power. This is first generation of change of HF into Devani breed. This is third generation. So you can see from HF to Devani, we are getting back the hump, we are getting back the size of the cow, the structure of the cow is improved a lot. This is Malnad Gidda. This is a very compact small cow wherein our people can have this Malnad Gidda in their respective houses. People have a lot of space to have a dog. Instead of having a dog, if they keep this Malnad Gidda cow, it will give 1.5 to up to 3 liters also. If Malnad Gidda is very well taken care, it may give up to 4-5 liters of milk per day. The quality of milk is a medicinal milk. Research has recently the research was conducted on this Malnad Gidda cows. There is a microbe called lactoferrin in the milk. The work of the lactoferrin, when it enters our body, it increases our immunity system and our resistance power. In HF and Jersey cows, per ml of milk, the lactoferrin content will be between 10 to 40 milligrams. Whereas in the case of this Malnad Gidda cow, the lactoferrin content per ml of milk will be between 240 to 280 milligrams. That is 24 times more lactoferrin is there in this milk. It is very highly medicinal. Where this Malnad Gidda is there, Malnad Gidda, that zone, very less number of patients, less number of hospitals, less number of doctors, less number of diseases, very less sale of medicines, because consumption of this milk and its dung and urine to the agriculture field has improved the health of people in and around that Malnad region. To have a best Malnad Gidda, we can have at our own house, so that we can get good quality of pure milk. This is Malnad Gidda. Its height will be around 2.5 feet. It is very agile. For this Malnad Gidda cows, 6 feet or 8 feet, fencing or compound is of no matter. Just it will jump and come back. So much agility is there. When such power is there, if we consume the milk of these cows, our agility, our power will increase. The power of our bullock, if you tie 2 bullocks to a bullock cart, the weight of the bullock cart will be around 800 to 1000 kgs. On that 2 to 3 tons of laden weight, non-stop it can cover the distance 100, 200 and 200 kilometers with laden weight. It has so much power. And working in the agriculture field, tilling the land from morning till evening, it tills the land. If you measure the tilling, it will come to 30 to 35 kilometers per day. If it can cover so much distance, from where it got the power? It has consumed its mother's milk during its infant stage. That milk has given the power to it to work lifelong. That is the power of our Indian cow's milk. Feed this milk to our children, so our children will be strong and they will be disease free. Their immunity will be high. and vaccines need not be administered to our children. Today, the vaccines are more dangerous than any of the viruses. So, to keep our children hale and healthy, let us use the milk of our Indian Desi cow milk so that our children will be out of diseases. Dhanyavad.